review of our 2016 Forest River Cherokee 264L travel trailer. This is the West Coast version of the Cherokee, which is made in a plant in Harrisburg, Oregon. I believe the 264 used to be that it was a 26-foot trailer, but in fact this is a 28-foot trailer. It has a total length of about 31.9 feet without the spare tire. The MSRP on this trailer as configured was $34,600. If you go by the rule of thumb that you should pay between 60 and 70% of MSRP, this thing should run you between $21,000 and $24,000. When reviewing a trailer, you have to consider how much you're paying for it, what you're using it for, and what you expect to get out of it. That you can't compare it against a 40-foot, fifth wheel or some hunting rig. This unit is really meant to be a couple's trailer for vacationing in fair weather. It's not an all-seasons hunting rig, and it's not something that you would expect to live in, nor is it something that you would want to take a lot of people. It's really meant for a couple. You might try to compare this to a Cherokee Gray Wolf. The major difference between the Gray Wolf and the Cherokee is the height. You've got an extra 7 inches of headroom in the Cherokee, as well as the slide out, not having to step up into the slide out, so you gain another few inches there. The Gray Wolf, you step up into the slide. The drawback of it is that it's another 1,000 pounds heavier than the Gray Wolf, so it comes in at about 6,400 pounds dry, and roughly 73 after we load it up. It's very towable with an SUV. We do tow it with an SUV, and it handles just wonderfully. We don't have any issues in the wind. It's not wagging the dog. So it is an SUV towable trailer. The rest of this video is mostly going to be me walking around the unit with a video camera and giving you my random thoughts at that moment. But I did want to give you the summary of the review here, so you can bug out if you like, or stick around and watch the rest of it. Anyway, we really love the floor plan. It's a couple's trailer. We got the recliners. Love the recliners. Love the couch. Being able to walk around the bed in the bedroom is great. The double doors into the bedroom isolate the noise from the living area to the bedroom. So we love the floor plan. The colors are what drew us to this trailer in the first place. The outside and inside match. We would go into white trailers with dark chocolate furniture, and nothing matched on any of the other models we looked at. This thing tows great. There's nothing I can say bad about the way it handles. And a lot of the other units that were the rear living or rear lounge types were too short. You couldn't get around the bed. There was a little more cramped. That extra 2 feet makes all the difference in the world. What I don't like about the unit is pretty major as far as the storage. There's no closets, really. There's no place to store the outdoor stuff. The pass-through doesn't have a large enough hatch on the driver's side to do anything with it, so it's not really a pass-through. It's like a one-sided storage area. Another issue is that when the slide is in, you can't get to the entertainment center. So you can't watch TV when you boondock. The craftsmanship was quite an issue for us. It had nothing to do with the design of the unit or the dealer. It was, just the way it was put together at the factory. Kind of ashamed of my fellow Oregonians in the way that they put this thing together. And then I'm not real fond of the dinette. It's not real comfortable. It does make into a child's bed, so that's a plus, but we don't sit at it very often because it's not comfortable. I may end up turning that into a desk. But anyway, that's the summary, and I'm going to let you watch the rest of the video and hope you enjoy it.
Okay, this is my review of the Cherokee 264L travel trailer. The L meaning rear lounge or rear living. 264 is supposed to have meant 26 feet, but I'll talk about the actual length a little bit later. So I believe that originally the 26 meant 26 feet, but Forest River has extended this trailer to actually be 28 feet, and that turns out to be a really excellent choice for them. It's what made us buy this one over other rear living or rear lounge type trailers. So what makes the 28 feet so much better than the 26 feet is the amount of space you have around the bed. It really makes a big difference. All of the other models that were almost identical, you had to turn sideways to walk past the bed, and I really like the idea that I can just walk through there. One of the things I don't like so much about this trailer is the storage capacity outside. The storage area is only underneath the bed in the front, and the opening is only tall enough for certain types of totes. Standard Rubbermaid totes are even too tall to go under there, so I had to buy some custom lockers to go in there. And there's no storage in the back. There's no other storage at the slide area. This is it. Another thing that's not so great about the storage is on the opposite side. The hatch is very, very small. Basically, you can't fit any kind of tote through there. So what I've done is put a little box there for all my sewer fittings. I keep the hoses in the bumper, but the area here is really only for stuff that touches the sewer lines. I'm going to change that to some sort of plastic box later on so it doesn't dribble down and get on the floor, but you can see that it's not a real useful pass-through. It's a one-side storage, really. Okay, when I bought this, I went over to the retail store attached to the dealership and purchased a bunch of supplies, and one of the things I bought was a pair of X chocks. They're little chocks that go between the wheels to keep it from moving, and you crank them up with a ratchet. Unfortunately, the wheel spacing in the fender well, or the skirt, I guess, the fender skirt, is in between the tires there, and you can't get the X chocks in there. Even if you ratchet from the bottom, the post hits the top. They just didn't work. Had to return them. I ended up getting a different type that I really like, so it's not a big deal. It's just something to be aware of. Kind of what a mattress looks like in a $20,000 travel trailer, and it's really, really not comfortable. We bought one of these on the road at Fred Meyer for, just a few bucks. It took the edge off for the first night, but it's certainly not going to do it for the long run. So we bought a real mattress topper. And I didn't really want a 3-inch or 4-inch mattress topper to add all that weight. They are really, really heavy. We have one in our house, and so we went with a 1.5. It was a gift. But we mentioned that we couldn't use the thicker ones, so that's kind of what we wanted, and we're going to put it on today. Okay, the 264L has 2 doors. One enters through the bedroom, and one enters through the living area. The one in the bedroom we didn't think at first was going to be useful. We didn't see why it was there. It seemed like just money that could have been spent elsewhere on the trailer. But we've learned to love it, especially when we had our family with us on a camp trip and everybody was going in and out that door. I really like the idea that I could just enter the bedroom and not have to enter through all the family. It actually turned out to be a great thing. The one thing about the doors I don't like is why didn't they put windows in? I would have really liked to have seen windows in the doors, so I may end up having to add those later. So that's one of the items that is a negative for this trailer is no windows in the doors. So the factory configuration for this unit is two 20-pound propane tanks and one 24 series battery. The 24 series single battery is just not sufficient. You really need to negotiate a pair of 24s at minimum. A pair of 27s would be good, and a pair of 6-volt golf cart batteries would be the best negotiation. But a pair of 27 series batteries would do us much better. These don't last long with a bunch of people that like to use electricity. The 20-pound tank seems sufficient. I mean, I'm having to fill one now, but we went on 2 camp trips and only one tank is empty. So I think the capacity of the 20s is fine. 30 would have been better, but that's not what these come with. So when I bought this thing, the salesman was all over this ZAMP solar ready stuff. I haven't even opened the plug to see what kind of plug it is, but I understand you have to buy a ZAMP style solar panel for it. It's on the side. It only works for portables. I just don't find the value in it. I haven't used it. I don't think it's something that I would insist on having when I buy a travel trailer. I would much rather have wiring ready on the top of the unit and some compartment for a controller. I would love to do that because I'm thinking about adding solar panels and I've got a lot of work to do. So the rear entrance to the coach is actually nice. I like where it's located. It's not inconvenient at all. Everything about it is perfectly placed. The one thing you'll notice though, that there's a lot of tail to this trailer. When you're turning corners, you got to be careful of the cars next to you and the poles as you pull away from curbs. There's a lot of tail to this trailer. For the coach, after you've been driving, you have to store your chairs kind of sideways. They don't clear the slide. And then, if they slide back and forth, you don't want to pinch on your curtains, so you're going to have to leave, the side curtains up and the back ones can be down, but you want it to miss them if it happens to bounce and slide. No straps. I'm surprised. I don't understand why not. There should be straps to hold it in place during transport, but I haven't had any troubles yet. It hasn't damaged anything. I've taken a couple of bounces on a pothole and nothing happened, so I guess it's okay. The storage above the lounge area is, standard. I prefer the side opening one, so you don't need something to hold. You have to hold it up. You have to hold it up while you're getting in and out. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money putting struts in there, but the West Coast versions seem to have the vertical lift, cabinets, and the ones on the East Coast seem to open sideways. I think I would prefer that, but this is fine. There's quite a bit of storage up there. We get, there's not enough room in the pantry, so we put, food storage over there. Coach looking the other way, you've got this couch, which is actually really, really comfortable. I think they did a great job choosing the furniture here. And it's not just a jackknife bed. It folds out 3 ways, and it comes all the way out when the slide is out. The slide is in, and you see that you still have plenty of room to get through. The need for 2 doors isn't there to get to the bathroom while you're on the road. It's just a convenience factor, I guess. I thought it was going to be that you couldn't get through. And you can see that the storage in the kitchen area isn't huge. This is a couple's trailer. It's not a family trailer. For 2 people, we find that it's fine. When we went camping with our family, we found it to be insufficient, work area in the kitchen. So if you've got, 4 or 5 people that are going to go camping in this all the time, it's probably not a good choice for you. For a couples, we're in love with it. We really do like almost everything about this. These are the side pull cabinets that I wish the rear had, but there's a lot of storage for 2 people. The dinette is, quite uncomfortable to sit at for long periods of time. You're not going to want to sit there and lounge, sit there and eat and move along. But it converts into a child's bed, which we really like. I think if I were to consider modifications to this unit, I would make it a desk area where we could sit and use our computer and stare out the window. We might end up doing that, but somehow leave intact the possibility of turning it into a bed. with the slide out, it's incredibly roomy. 2 people, not at all claustrophobic in here. This is quite cozy. The only thing I wish was that you could see the TV when the slide was in and get to the electronics, but you can't. So it's something I recognized when we bought it, and it's something I've learned to live with. I'm not thrilled with it. I'd like to be able to leave the slide in and watch TV, you know, if we boondock overnight in a parking lot or something, but oh well. So the freezer's average size, you know, for 2 people. Don't think it's really sufficient for going camping for a week with a family. Same with the fridge. It's kind of, you know, just enough for a couple people to go for a week. It's just a standard Dometic gas and electric automatic switching. But I'm happy with it. It cools up overnight. It freezes ice in a few hours, and we're happy. We don't have to, you know, turn it on for a whole day to get it cold. So we're pretty happy with that. So the microwave, you know, pretty standard Furrion. Looks like kids left some marks on there. Got to clean up a little bit, but my son's really happy that it cooks popcorn because we have one at home. It just won't cook popcorn without burning it. So, you know, no complaints about the microwave. Works fine. Okay, the exhaust hood for the range. It's, I don't know. The fan makes a lot of noise, like it's going to do something, but it doesn't really extract smoke very well. I don't know if there's not a vent outside and it's just circulating back in the cab or what. No idea. It's not working well. So it's a deficiency, but nothing to complain about. So the oven works. We cooked rolls in there. We let them rise all day and put them in there to bake, and they came out absolutely perfect. So it is a working oven. It's not huge. You can't put, you know, a full size cookie sheet in there, but you know, you buy the right size cookie sheets and you should be able to bake cookies in there. I've seen other people put little ceramic plates down below to, you know, help the oven out, but I don't think you need it. I think it's fine. The control panel, you know, has your basic awning and slide, and then your kind of your lights, but those little blue things stay on the whole time. They drain your battery. You have to have a battery turn off switch outside the unit by the battery because there is not a main power switch in here. Those lights are on all the time, and all I do is turn on the accent lighting, the blue lights. Silly. And then you've got, you know, the real indoor switches and the porch lights. I was a little surprised, didn't realize it till after I bought it, that the lights in the slide are only push button. They're powered all the time. There's no master switch inside for those lights. The lights in the hall and in the living area, you know, they turn off with the switch, but the ones in the slide do not. All right, well, the furnace has this, you know, standard RV thermostat. The furnace works excellent. You know, we're 68 when it was 33 degrees outside. No problem. It didn't use much propane. It's pretty efficient. Everything worked well about this. Things we like the most about this floor plan is that the door to the bathroom, you know, the bathroom's in between the bedroom and our bathroom, but you know, we like it. We actually do like it. You can see that there's a big shower with a skylight for my head, so I would be hitting the roof in there otherwise. And you can see there's a giant medicine cabinet. It holds a lot of stuff, and you know, this thing's standard. Not much storage down there, but it's okay. But what's really, really, really nice is that you kind of have another door to the bedroom. So when you've got company, you close the door and you don't smell them because there's no vents over the top and bottom of the door like there is in the main door, and the toilet's right here. But what we like about it a lot is that the light and sound from the living room has a double door insulation. So if you're out here watching TV and somebody wants to sleep Close both those doors and you don't hear anything. It's very, very well insulated. I'm very, very happy with it. So if I need to take a nap while there's 4 kids and 3 adults out here laughing and joking and watching TV, I don't hear them. Bedroom. This is the only USB slot in the entire trailer. And I don't know why. You know, the modern age, everybody needs USB ports. I wish they were all over the coach. I'm probably going to have to do some things to upgrade. I mean, who needs the plug anymore? Nobody plugs anything in. Maybe to charge a laptop or something. But they make little adapters for 110 to USB. But what happens when you're not plugged into shore power? This is the only 12 volt access, except around the TV lighter plug. So that's a little bit of a deficiency of the trailer in the big picture. You know, it's got pretty standard RV closet and overhead storage in the bedroom area. Nothing to write home about. No laundry chutes. It doesn't even have USB on both sides of the bed. The storage area on this unit did not come with struts. So it holds a lot of stuff. And we keep quite a bit of stuff in there. This is not full ready to go. This is just, you know, stuff we leave in here all the time. But I had to install the struts myself. It didn't come with them. I think I would negotiate that if I had to do it again. Beds have to have struts. You can't stand there and hold that up and get a ladder out of there without yelling at somebody. So, and these struts are pretty good for $40, but I shouldn't have had to do it myself. I think it should have been part of the coach. Come with an electric tongue jack. It is tall enough to hitch without blocks, but I don't like to raise it that high. You can see it sway back and forth if you're not level. So I like to put blocks in there just so that I'm not extending that all the way. But it is long enough. You don't have to, you know, add an extension to it. The thing to be concerned about is your hookups. They're way forward on the trailer. They're not anywhere near the back. And, you know, when you go by your standard, you know, here's what you need stuff from the retail store next door. You know, you buy a 20-foot hose and a 20-foot sewer hose, and you got a 20-foot cable connection, and you get there and you need 25 of everything, and you can't hook up anything. So be really aware that the dump tanks and the water hookups and the cable are all very far back. It is an option, but it did come with a cargo rack and a spare tire. I find that kind of neat. I'm going to try and figure out how to put a bike rack or something on there. Or, you know, you can haul a generator, you can haul wood, things like that. Things you don't want inside, the smell of gas, like that. It's kind of a neat feature. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I really noticed it, and it's something I wanted to have. Okay, all in all, Cherokee's not a bad little unit for 20 grand, right? We're really happy with it. There's some things we wish hadn't happened during the sale process, some warranty items we wished hadn't happened, but they took care of us, and you know, we like our trailer. We really do. Would we want something nicer someday? Maybe, but right now the payment isn't enough to worry about. We're able to go camping, and it isn't a significant expense.
Anyway, that's our review of the 264L travel trailer. Hope you enjoyed it. Happy trails.